All right, so y'all have all heard the stories, y'all have seen all the videos, but what is the real deal on dating in Thailand as a black man? Today I'm going to give you my unfiltered truth about my experiences dating in Thailand so far. First of all, I have to say this is my experience, okay? This is not going to be the same experience for everybody else. Everybody's experience is going to be different. I know you guys see me, I'm not in my usual, filming type of style. I'm in the car right now. It's just been kind of hard these last few days to shoot something for you guys. As you know, I'm in rural Thailand right now, and I've been trying to find somewhere kind of quiet to film, but it's kind of been a challenge, to be honest, because I stand out, obviously. So it's been a situation where I would go to like public places and stuff like that and try to, blend in, be inconspicuous, whatever. But that hasn't been working out. Every time they see me like filming, somebody wants to come over like close, say hello or something like that, or they just like try to be in a video or whatever. And right now we're in the process of getting a new place as well, and I plan to do an actual like real nice studio in there too, so I can make content and stuff like that. I still wanted to get the content to you. As you can see, the lighting is changing now from the sun moving through the clouds, but yeah, it's part of the process, and when I get everything set up, it'll be even better for you. All right, so on that note, please give the video a like, leave a comment, share the video, because I'm still showing up for you guys until we get the studio cracking. All right, so point one, I would say in Thailand in general, the people are more friendly here in general, right? And they're easier to approach as opposed to the West. I think that as a man these days, a lot of guys are now afraid to approach women because of the negative response that they will receive. There seems to be a movement of guys like not trying to approach women anymore, but over here I found that it is a lot easier to approach women, and you're able to be more open and upfront with them. So if you approach a woman, for example, and you compliment her, or you ask her out or something like that, you won't be seen as like creepy, or you know what I mean? Most of the time they're gonna be nice. At the very least, if they're not interested, they're still gonna be nice to you and give you a not so rude or negative response. I think men in Thailand are more respected and seen in a positive light. Because of this, you're treated with more respect, and they value you as a man more. You're able to be more of your masculine self. Here in Thailand, I think that the gender roles are still intact, and I might get canceled for saying this, but I'm just calling it like I see it. This is what I observe, right? So here in Thailand, they still have the traditional roles, right? So the men play the part of the man, and the woman plays the part of the woman in a traditional sense, right? The woman is, the caretaker of the home, cooks, cleans, take care of the children and stuff like that. And the man, for the most part, is expected to, go out, make money, keep the family safe, make the right decisions to keep the household, secure and prospering. I think over the years in the West, that has changed a little bit. There seems to be kind of a movement of like blending the genders, and genders don't really matter and stuff like that. Here, I think it's still intact though, the gender roles. And me personally, I prefer that. The women are more feminine and the men are masculine. I think there's a misconception that the men in Thailand are like more feminine or soft or something like that. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The men here are very masculine. Like they carry out their roles, they take care of their families, they work really hard. And I think actually if you come over here and you're not taking the role of the man, the woman is gonna look at you with kind of like a side eye, like what's going on? This is not what I'm used to. Another point is that foreigners here are seen with higher value, and they hold you in higher regard as a foreigner here, right? So as a black man specifically, I didn't really know what to expect coming over here, but I was quite surprised because you're not really treated like a black person. You're just treated like a foreigner. And for me, my experience with people and interactions has been very positive. Same way with dating. Most of the women are interested in like Asian guys. I would say they're more interested in white guys, but a lot of Thai women are interested in black guys as well. A lot of them are curious about black guys. They haven't been with black guys before, but they are curious. Now, something to take into consideration is that there are different types of Thai women, right? There are the regular girls, you know, the bar girls and stuff like that. And then there's a type of girl that actually goes seeking foreigners as well. I would advise everybody to try to find a regular girl. I'm not going to encourage anybody to go and, you know, go in the bars to find a girl or anything like that. So many guys have been taken advantage of. And the honest truth is, if you're not good with women, they're really gonna do a number on you. So if you're not good with women, and I'm not talking about getting women, because you can get women, but you can still not be good with women, right? You could be a handsome dude and get women to give you attention and, you know, hang out with you, do whatever, but doesn't mean that you're good with women. So what that means is you might be a handsome guy and stuff like that, but women can still take advantage of you, use you, abuse you. So if you're good with women here and you have good discernment, then you have nothing to worry about. Just bear in mind that there are some women that go after foreigners specifically, especially black men, right? So a lot of these girls, you would see them like on social media and they're like taking videos of the black guys, like kind of showing them off like a trophy, like, you know, look, I'm with a black guy. And in my experience anyway, those are the type of girls that you want to stay away from as a black person. Another point is there are less games being played, right? Nowadays, like dating coaches are really popular and they have like this whole strategy of like, oh, okay, so you got to be mysterious and you got to do this. And then you got to speak to this way, but don't use this word because this word is then, and you have to use this word because this word will do this. And like, bro, nobody has any time for any of this. And the good thing about here is that you won't have to do any of that stuff, right? Most of the time, the women are going to be like straight up from the jump. I think the women are a lot more direct with their intentions, and you're able to be direct with your intentions as well. So what you would find is a lot of the time the women are more looking to get serious, looking for a long-term relationship. If they really like you, they're gonna settle down with you really quickly. So if you're out here like trying to have fun and stuff like that, I would advise that you like be like straight up with them and just say that, like, you know, I'm here, I'm having fun, whatever the case may be. Because if it's a serious woman, like, she's gonna expect you to be with her only, and that could turn into a really like dramatic situation if you're not honest about your true intentions. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is where to actually find girls. So as a foreigner, your best bet is gonna be on the dating apps. Is gonna be the easiest way just because there's so many women on the dating apps. I would say that Tinder is probably a best bet. Everybody knows there's girls on there who are not gonna be serious and stuff like that, but I've met some pretty decent girls on there who weren't like, you know, playing around. So I would suggest Tinder, and I would also suggest Bumble. Found most of the more serious girls on there on Bumble. And just another tip as well too, on Tinder you can change your location. So before you actually come over here, I'm sure most of you know that already, but you can change your location to as if you're in Thailand. So you would get an idea of what it is, you know, the dating scene, as if you're here already. Your options definitely are going to increase with the dating apps here. When I came here, I think within the first day, I got like maybe like 300 matches. And I'm not even like exaggerating or anything like that. It was crazy. And, you know, before I came here, I had no idea if Thai women like black men at all. But that was quite surprising to me because, you know, all of the things that I read online was that, you know, Thai women don't like black guys they only like the white guys and stuff like that, but that's not true, bro. Not from my experiences anyway. And there's so many women here that are just like single, just want a decent guy. I think people think that a lot of the women here are just the same. Yeah, but I've met some really cool women on Tinder. However, I want to encourage you guys to approach the girls that you see out, man. Approach. Don't be afraid. This is not. I know things in the West have changed and it's become a little bit harder for you to like approach girls and stuff like that. And a lot of y'all are hesitant. So when you come over here, naturally you're gonna be, it depends on the type of person that you are. If you're not really like approaching girls back home, you might feel the same way like here. Like, nah, not gonna be approaching and stuff like that. But you should definitely do that. They're gonna be really nice, pretty girls all over the place. And like I said, it's not gonna be hard to talk. They're not gonna be like rude or anything like that. And you have a better chance of meeting like a regular girl, like in, real life, whether it's at her job, at the store, at the cafe, wherever it is, you're gonna have a better chance of like meeting a decent girl like this way instead of like at the club, one of those hip hop clubs or something like that. Another thing is they have these groups on Facebook, right? That you guys should know about, which the women, they speak about the different guys that they've been with. So if you have like a really bad reputation, if you've done like women like really badly, you know what I mean, and it ended horribly and stuff like that, it could really work against you. For example, like Bangkok and Pattaya, it could really mess with you because a lot of them, they know each other and stuff like that. So it could be, I mean, if you don't care, that's on you, but I wouldn't recommend, I would recommend you just being straight up with your intentions from the get-go. Another thing is dating here is less expensive. I think maybe the most I've spent on a date here is maybe $50 or something like that. And that's just because I decided like to go to, a pretty nice restaurant. Most of the women here, they don't require like as much. Obviously, they expect you to make money and, be able to take care of the home. Like women are women everywhere. They're the same. They still expect you to be able to take care of things. They still expect you to have money. But depending on the girl, her background and stuff like that, she's gonna want more or less. For example, if you meet like a girl from like Isan or something like that, a girl coming from like humble beginnings, she's not gonna like ask you for like a whole bunch. Whether you're like taking her to travel or like, paying for the bills and stuff like that, she's gonna be like super grateful for that. And I just think in general, the women here are not so demanding. I think they're just appreciative of just having somebody who even wants to do something for them. So a next thing is Thai women are very jealous. So if you watch my video, my Thai girlfriend gets jealous in Bangkok, you would get a little dose of that. Even though my girlfriend wasn't like, super dramatic or anything like that. And I was kind of teasing her about it. She does get jealous sometimes. And that's something that you have to expect with Thai women, is that they are very jealous. And she'll admit this herself, right? And the reason why this is because there's so much women here and so many options, and they know that you're in demand, right? So them knowing this, they might be a little worried that you can like easily move on. And sometimes you get like tested too. Sometimes the women, I'll be out with Yanni, with my girlfriend, and you know how women are, they won't really say anything, but they'll just like come and like stand close to you, or like they start doing their hair and stuff like that around you, or whatever the case is. And obviously you're gonna have to, ignore that kind of stuff and show your girl that she's the only one and whatnot. But in general, I would say that Thai women are very jealous. So that's something to bear in mind. Some are more jealous than others. So you'll get like some girls like stalking your whereabouts and stuff like that. Some will call like your friends. This hasn't happened to me. These are stories that I've heard. Okay, so this is another point. For me personally, this is something that I really like, is that you can be yourself and express like your love, right? Like if you are really feeling a girl, end up falling in love with her, you can like really express yourself without having to worry about it being thrown in your face later or her seeing you as like soft, right? I think back in the days, like when I was coming up like in high school and stuff like that, back then you could do that a lot more. But recently I think like in the West, like it's something that's kind of like laughed at. Like if you're like too like soft with your girl or something like that. I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm not saying like you can't be like the man and, you know, be masculine and stuff like that. But I've realized that you can like be like treat her like your little, you know, like your sweet little girl, like, you know what I mean? You can be affectionate, you can be playful and stuff like that with her, and they will love that. Like they'll eat that up. Another point is you don't have to try as hard, and I have to put that in here because I feel like I've been getting a lot of comments, especially in the beginning, that I don't like spend enough or like why you're not getting her this and why you're not doing this and stuff like that. But let me tell you something, guys. You don't have to do as much here in Thailand. And to be honest with you, if you do too much, like the girl might respect you less, to be honest, right? Because especially if like she's used to dating foreigners and stuff, what can happen is she would might even like laugh at you, like with her friends and stuff like that. If you're like paying for like lavish luxury things and stuff like that, and she can sense like you're trying to impress her, because the reality of it is that if a girl likes you over here, she's gonna like you just for you, you know what I mean? She's just gonna be happy hanging out with you, going in doing things and stuff like that. So if you're just like spending and, you know, all these kind of things, you might look a little ridiculous, to be honest, because you don't have to do any of that. And more than likely she's been with somebody who didn't have to do any of that stuff, you know what I mean? And she was just happy to be around and hang around and stuff like that. Something else is that I think a lot of people have the misconception that most Thai women are gold diggers. And I think that is far from the truth from my experience. There are so many women who are like hardworking and have their own businesses and stuff like that, especially in Bangkok. And I would say like places like Bangkok are like the better places to date as well too, as opposed to like Pattaya, for example. That's like popular on the internet because of obvious reasons. But if you're like looking for like serious women, you're gonna find them more in Bangkok. A lot of them like have businesses, are educated, you know, like college girls, and most of the time they're not really looking for your money. Like they just want somebody to, you know, have a partnership with. They're just looking for love. A lot of them are single. So if you do run into a woman who's like asking you about money and stuff like that, run for the hills, because that's a super red flag. And I'm gonna be doing a video about red flags as well and green flags as well too, so you guys can have an idea of what to look out for, what to avoid, and the good signs of like a good girl like Yanni as well. And my last thing I want to say is, as a black person, you have a lot of good things going for you as well too. As you know, there's the media and what they see over here and worldwide. You know, the stereotypes that they have about us and stuff like that. Not all of them good, but I'll focus on the good ones, which, you know, they expect us to be cool. They see us as cool already in their mind. You're going to automatically be like the coolest person in the room. You're going to be the coolest dressed, even though you're dressed like everybody else. And that is so funny, bro. Something that I've realized as well too, and I've heard a lot of girls say, is that they see black men, the Thai girls here, they say that they see black men as more masculine, right? And listen, this is just something that I've heard over and over again from the Thai girls, is that they see black men as more masculine. Alright guys, so that was my video about my experience here dating in Thailand. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned some things that you probably didn't know before. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. And yeah, man, let me know your experience here in Thailand, what it's been for you as a black person, as a black man. And I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace. Go Ninja Go. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Peace.